A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothed the grass, which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David, as we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau, Edom, and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
You got top one.
All right, y'all. First and foremost, we'd like y'all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I don't want to pass this Jim miss. And citation to your brother, push your word with truth and sincere four corners. We just been to Mississippi camp, and I'm gonna let the brothers have it. Go ahead, brothers.
All right. So what we're gonna get into this week, is dealing with Esau and his AI, because we know, this new world order, is going to be powered by these devils. All right. He plans on the new world order to be powered by these AI systems, because AI is a way that the devil can centralize, all this data, all this information, okay, to be able to control the masses, man. We know that the devil wants to depopulate, okay, so he can have an easier time controlling the world through AI. He wants everyone on this supercomputer. He wants everyone tied into the computer. But you have this thing called the Internet of Bodies, okay? And this devil is doing a lot of test runs, with his AI, okay? And we know at the end of the day, because you got so many viewpoints and talking points dealing with AI. But at the end of the day, all right, Esau is using it for wickedness, all right, for digital tyranny. And the Lord is going to intervene and shut this man down. He's going to be stopped, all right? So we have this clip from this guy, Jeffrey Hinton, which we got a little information on him. He's one of the godfathers, okay, what they call one of the godfathers of AI. He received this Nobel Peace Prize, and he gave a speech. You can tell in the people, and you can tell by looking at people in the crowd, that they was kind of, it was awkward for them, to hear him going into those topics, those serious topics, and what's supposed to be, this social, celebratory, all right, setting. You know, there's Edomites there drinking their wine and their suits and and their best gear. Okay, and this nigga talking about AI, okay, getting out of control. Okay, so we're gonna let this play, get into a little information on this guy, Jeffrey Hinton. Okay, and then we're gonna just go in the spirit from there. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters are edified. So let's get the video.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, dear laureates, ladies and gentlemen. This year, the Nobel Committees in Physics and Chemistry have recognized the dramatic progress being made in a new form of artificial intelligence that uses artificial neural networks to learn how to solve difficult computational problems. This new form of AI excels at modeling human intuition rather than human reasoning, and it will enable us to create highly intelligent and knowledgeable assistants who will increase productivity in almost all industries. If the benefits of the increased productivity can be shared equally, it will be a wonderful advance for all humanity. Unfortunately, the rapid progress in AI comes with many short-term risks. It has already created divisive echo chambers by offering people content that makes them indignant. It is already being used by authoritarian governments for massive surveillance and by cybercriminals for phishing attacks. In the near future, AI may be used to create terrible new viruses and horrendous lethal weapons that decide by themselves who to kill or maim. All of these short-term risks require urgent and forceful attention from governments and international organizations. There is also a longer-term existential threat that will arise when we create digital beings that are more intelligent than ourselves. We have no idea whether we can stay in control, but we now have evidence that if they're created by companies motivated by short-term profits, our safety will not be the top priority. We urgently need research on how to prevent these new beings from wanting to take control. They are no longer science fiction. Thank you.
So yeah, just as Tazwan was saying earlier, I don't know if you want to make that point again, bro, about why the hell would they create something and they don't even know how it's going to turn out, which don't make sense. Okay.
Colin, you're right, bro. Like I said, why would you make something that you really can't control of it though? All right, because it said it can cause death, or basically it can turn on you. Like I seen one video about that they had these robots, and basically then robots start going haywire, wide open. And, they couldn't do nothing but sit there. And if you can't control something you think you built it, but you think you can't control it, hey, you done. You stupid. Really, you stupid as fuck, to be honest with you though. All right.
Yeah, that show you how desperate the devil is, man. Because at the end of the day, Esau, his only hope is that AI figures out a way around prophecy. Because when you deal with AI, it's all about all these different probabilities. And he's all about trying to make the Most High will, all right, free will, to where he can, all right, create an alternative ending to what's already written. And he think that within AI, he's on to something,
If I may add, Elon Musk, he didn't made, the first female housewife robot, I think his name is Sophia. But they had like a little sit down thing where they were playing rock, paper, scissors, and the thing made a joke about, a plan to take over the world.
Yeah.
So the point is, it's nothing that they can control. This Esau is just pushing way past his bounds on this one.
So when you go into this guy, Jeffrey Hinton, all right, it says he's a British Canadian cognitive psychologist and computer scientist, widely regarded as one of the godfathers of AI, especially deep learning. he played a fundamental role in developing the neural network, all right, that underpin modern artificial intelligent systems. It says pioneer work and says in the 1980s, Hinton helped revive interest in artificial neural networks, models loosely inspired by the human brain. His work laid the groundwork for deep learning, which powers technologies like imagine, all right, recognition, image recognition, natural language processing, and large language models like ChatGPT. So this guy here was one of the scientists, all right, that was big on teaching AI how to learn, to where it can learn from data that was being input, to where it will have a memory. You know, it says he co-developed back propagation, a key algorithm that allows neural networks to learn from data by adjusting eternal weights based on errors. It's fundamental to how deep learning works today. Deep Learning Breakthrough 2012 with his students Alex Krzyzewski and Aya Sutskever. Hidden created AlexNet, a deep convolutional neural network that dramatically outperformed previous methods in image recognition. This catalyzed the current AI boom, so even, with the facial recognition. So this devil, he played a part, and then it said in 2012 was like, a deep learning breakthrough. And when you go into that, I don't know if brothers remember that Operation Looking Glass, where these doubles, had some machine to where they can put these different inputs in to try to get a different outcome. And they always said that it always ended up with the same outcome that they didn't want. But they say no matter what they put into it, around 2012, it always started to veer toward the outcome that they didn't want, you know. So this just the Lord using the devil's own devices and schemes, to work against him, man. Because even with the Chat GPT, the prophets have had hijacked it, to be a tool to bring out more truth, you know. But the brother had one precept. What you had, bro?
Ecclesiastes.
Oh yeah, I got it pulled.
14:7.
Yeah, I got this. All right, this Sirach 14:7 says, and if he do it good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness.
So that tells you, the Lord has told us, even regarding with this, like Esau give you the bullshit, like, well, it's for the greater good, it's for the to revolutionize whatever the fuck. But the point is, this devil had no intentions of using anything that he does for good. Nothing that he does has any righteous intent in it, and always got some underlying bullshit. And that's why the scripture said, and then last he will declare his wickedness. So Esau give you all this shit up front, like, oh, this is gonna be the next best thing. But then on down the line, the shit like it's like a fucking genie wish.
He shall not surely die.
He shall not surely die. So Esau, he gonna pull that shit again. Especially when it come down to, we know what's the end game for all this.
Come on. Any other brother had a precept?
Yeah, bro. Can you give me Psalms 36 verses 1 down to 3 in the NLT? Because the elder Tazwan, he was like, why the hell would they create something that they can't control?
You said 36 and what, bro?
Verses 1, 2, and 3. Maybe 4, but 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, come. This is the book of Psalm. Okay, Psalm 36 and 1. It says, the transgression of the wicked said within my heart, all right, that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes, for he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be.
Can you get it to me in the NLT, Salakia? In the NLT?
Yeah, no problem, bro. I got you. This Sirach, I mean it's a lot. Psalm 36:1, and it says sin whispers to the wicked deep within their hearts. They have no fear of the Most High at all.
And see, it says sin whispers to the wicked deep within their hearts. So you have these left-handed spirits, man, that's always working on the minds of these devils, giving them, saying just wicked intel and wicked ideals for them to pursue, man. And then not having no fear of the Lord, it only amplifies that arrogancy to push more and more wickedness, more wicked behavior, just being, they just going off the Richter scale when it comes to their wicked ideals, man. You got it, bro.
Verse 2, it says, in their blind conceit, they cannot see how wicked they really are. Everything they say is crooked and deceitful. They refuse to act wisely or do good.
So these devils, man, they really think what they're doing is just something that's beneficial to the elites, the 1%ers, man. And when in actuality, it's really just a completely wicked thing that's going to be detrimental to a lot of people, man. Because implementing this MOTB, putting in people's bodies, is going to cause cancer, boils, it could lead to particular poisons in the blood, and then to try to, have control over the people's body by way of these AI devices and everything, trying to be the Most High, man. That's still wicked because they're trying to put themselves in on a pedestal or a pinnacle of being gods, man. And want people to worship them. And when it comes to the nation of Israel, that's the first commandment that he's trying to cause our people to break, man, because he wants to be God. So by like going in verse 1 again, how sin whispers to the wicked deep within their hearts. It's those left-handed wicked demons that's the Lord is allowing to use, because the Lord, all things was created by him and for him. So the Lord is allowing these left-handed spirits to work on the minds of these people, man. And they're creating things that's going to ultimately lead to their destruction as well, man. Even when it comes to the missiles, That's all I had, bro.
Yeah, because like you said, it's AI, it's sorcery. It's a high level sorcery, man. To be able to learn, okay, and to be able to create, and imitate, reality. That's a heavy form of sorcery that the devil has been allowed to tap into, in which we know it uses data, but the way, that he's able to present it to the world, as a new form of reality, it's high level sorcery. Like you say, demons are working with this man to come up with this technology, man. you know, and brother has something else.
Come on, bro. You can get Psalms 55 and 21.
Come on. You want the NLT or you want to go back to the KJV, bro?
Let's see. Come on, you can get it right there in the NLT publisher.
Come on, this Psalms 55 and 21 says, words are smooth as butter, but in his heart is war. His words are as soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers.
Yeah, so basically this man, he present his AI like it's going to be a solution to or basically to help humanity, to progress it, basically to make it more efficient, safe, but ultimately it's about control, because he basically he want to wage war, with the people of the Most High, but even this devil don't know who all of the people of the Most High are, because we got the confusion of faces. So he's coming at the humanity as a whole, man. And ultimately is to basically, again, weed out who the Lord's, basically the elect, man. Because he already got 2/3 in his back pocket, but he basically he want to weed out the elect, and this war that's in his heart, it's a spiritual war, it's not just spiritual, but it's economical, political, and again, going back to most of our spiritual, because like the brother said, if he do good, it wasn't intentional,
Come on, bro. So, like I say, then the devil, he's gonna constantly present this thing as an upgrade, and as a way to transcend, okay, what the Most High created. He's gonna make it seem that he's gonna roll this out, okay, with good intentions. You see, but people are not going. There's one thing about a trap. You don't know it's a trap until you're in it. Because one thing that a trap has is what a lure. Something, a bait. Okay, so he's gonna bait people up with convenience. With transhumanism and being able to think and learn languages and be able to know what's going to be wrong with them in the next 7-8 years, and to manage their businesses. It's a lot of people that run businesses off their AI. So people are going to look at AI evolving. Okay, a lot of people are going to look at AI evolving, okay, as a plus, not knowing that it's nothing but digital tyranny. It's all about control. You had something else?
Psalm 64.
Psalm 64.
1 through 4.
You want the KJV?
KJV.
So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 64. All right, in verse 1 in the KJV, it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of land snares privily. They say, who shall see them?"
Come. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." And we know that secret counsel is that secret counsel is the so-called the elites of this time. The ruling class families. It says, "For the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." So we know who they are. Verse 3 it says, "Who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." All right, so we know that Esau's sword, his sword could be anything from, in this case it's AI, also, his laws and these bills and anything from, all the way up to the nukes. But the point is, Esau's words and everything are being used as a tool for him to wreak havoc. And it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So we know at the end of the day, Esau's main goal, he wants to come out with this MOTB. He wants to do away with the nation of Israel. Esau wants this whole entire new world order done, and he wants it done where he wants to be the Most High, and he wants to act like his nation is a chosen nation.
Come on, bro. And what I want to get real quick, we just talking about AI. People using using AI to run their business. And this is part of the elite secret council to get you dependent on it. That's how he set you up in the snare, is to get you dependent on it. So you go here, all right, and it says AI adoption among business worldwide. It says 78% of companies globally are using AI in at least one business function. This translates to approximately 280 million businesses out of a total of 359 million worldwide. The figure includes companies using AI in areas like IT, marketing, customer service, and more. It says generative AI tools like ChatGPT and related models are used by 71% of organizations, a dramatic jump from 33% in 2023. So you had a 47% increase, okay, in AI in the last year and a half. It says on averages, business use AI across 3 different functions, with 45% implementing it in 3 or more key areas, man. All right. And see, this is going to make it real easy to transition to this MOTB system, because Palantir, is the company we've been hearing, and Palantir ultimately is going to be the company that merges all these different systems into one. Okay. So the business sector, the agricultural sector, the economy sector, the health sector, okay, it's all going to be merged into one, and it's going to be managed, okay, by AI, what they call AI governance, man. You know, uh, y'all brothers have something? I just want to bring that out.
Yeah. Hey, I want to bring something out on Chat GPT too, bro. Because I had asked it a question.
You want to send?
Well, I read it out, and brother want to elaborate on it, to speak on it. But I had asked, how will AI cripple Americans and America's society? And of course, like we already know, like the jobs, you know what I'm saying, and you know how it's going to take over most people's jobs, regardless of what it may be. But what I have wanted to get into is it goes into the psychological and community strain. So it says mental health issues increase isolation and over reliance on AI companions, entertainment, or preferred digital interaction could worsen loneliness, depression, and disconnection. Surveillance society, AI used for constant monitoring by corporations or government could erode privacy and freedom. So it's going to be like they're going to be separating you from reality, or even just having, just the normal sense of communicating with people, man. They're going to have such a disconnection with people because people ain't going to really be around each other. AI is going to have all the jobs. There's really going to be no kind of social activity for the most part. And then you're going to lose all your privacy. They're going to be watching you shit, shave, and shower, man. You're not going to be able to do nothing without an eye on you or some kind of monitoring. Okay. And then it says dehumanization. Treating humans as data points may weaken empathy and undermine values like dignity and respect. So they're pretty much, you're really going to become Goya. You're just going to be like cows roaming, man. You're going to be just pretty much out there until they want to use you for whatever they want to use you for, because you're going to be completely depending on the government or the new world order cedars, or whatever how you want to put it. You're not going to have no kind of human normalization that normally would be, supposed to be God given. You're going to literally be a item, man, to these elites, to have at their disposal any way they want to. You're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have that Carragher. And if you have it, if your carbon points or carbon data is off, or your credit score is off, they'll shut it off. If so, like, what is it, bro?
The carbon footprint.
Your carbon footprints. If you don't went over or spent too much at this particular time, they cut you off, man. If you go too far or something, they start just limiting your life existence to what they want it to be, which is complete madness and wickedness, man. But again, how the scripture goes into how his words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, and how he speak with that forked tongue. See, they give you all the insight on how this is going to be such a convenience. You know, it's going to make life so much easier. You know, all your medical records, opening your car door, cranking your vehicle, all this stuff is going to be on this digital ID. But they don't tell you about the long road ahead of their deceitful actions they're going to take once they get everybody they trying to get chipped up, man. You know, so people are going to be looking at the convenience and the short term of it, how Esau going to be bringing it out. But Esau done thought years down the road how he want to do this thing, man. But that was all I wanted to bring out, bro.
I got that. I got a precept of a brother that had none.
Yeah, I got some too, bro.
Okay, we get yours and then I got a definition. I won't get.
Yeah.
What you had?
Hey, it just quick, man. It's 2 Thessalonians 2, because at the end of the day, man, this dude won't be like the Most High so bad though. At the end of the day, it's all really boiled down to, man.
Yeah.
Because he feel like he think that he can make the rules, he can do what the fuck he want to do. Basically, he want to play God. He got that God complex, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just check. Yeah, read it in the NLT. That's cool.
Okay. Start at 3.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh. Okay. It said this 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It said, don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against the Most High, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. And there's Esau. You know, he's
Esau.
been, revealed.
Yeah, you're right, brother. It's Esau, man.
Verse 4, I think it's the point.
Yeah, actually, and like it said, don't be fooled by what they say. You hear me, bro?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hello? Like I said, don't be fooled what they say. Like he telling you they want the AI.
Yeah, I can hear you.
They saying the AI gonna be good for you. In reality, it's not. Cause people gonna lose their job, like the brother was saying. People and the AI problem, like I said, the dude, like he said himself, it might harm people. So how the fuck that good for society? It's really not. But Esau want total control, man. He want to be God so bad. But go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. It said he will exalt himself and defy everything that people call the Most High and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of the Most High, claiming that he himself is the Most High.
That's what it is, bro. If you want to change someone ginger, you got that mindset. You can change someone ginger. You can be whatever you want to be. Basically, how the Lord made everything. He's saying no, the Lord wrong. He ain't right. He ain't make that right. He ain't make you right. When you got that mindset, man, you think you better than your how about some shot, and eat them. You're not, all right. But you got that God complex, but you think you are, all right. But he gonna have everybody in the world fool with this AI shit, with MOTB. He gonna get a lot of people, man. Cause he gonna package up real good. Oh, you may do this, like the brother saying, the medical records on here, did this and that, blah blah blah. Get this. They gonna give you probably give you this for taking it. But guess what? At the end, they gonna be fucked at the end. All right, that's all I got, bro.
Come on, bro. Any other brother had something? You know, because every man trying to make himself the Most High, you know, through technology, you know, just bag goes the coin what he's going into, you know, because that's what the devil want more than anything, because they got the money, you know, they got, you know, control, you know, the militaries of the earth and the money, the resources. These devils want power, and they want to be able to imitate the Most High on earth, man. And they trying to do it through this technology, you know. And they think AI, you know, they betting everything on AI to do that, you know. His brother had something?
Bro. You can stay in the NLT, Baba Shah.
What you got, bro?
Proverbs 26, 25, and 26.
Proverbs 26. Did you
25
have
and 20.
Okay. All right. The book of Proverbs 26 and 25 in the NLT. Okay, and it reads, they pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed, all right, in public.
Yeah. So this is what you're seeing. Hey, you're seeing that wrongdoing. Hey, first, hey, their tongues are falling upon themselves, like the what his name was, that the guy brought out. You know, he's saying, hey,
Yep.
hey, it might be no good shit come from this. That's what he's saying, but they gonna proceed. You know, they're gonna proceed and gonna and push it like it's still a good thing. You know, basically, and again, baiting up people to make them believe this is what they want. You know, the convenience. You know, but it's all basically it's all trickery to come in and replace replace them, the AI, you know, with humans with the AI, and basically in taking control, man. You know, so again, going right back, hey, don't believe what they saying, because the scriptures say, basically, a trust not in your enemy, man. You know, because the enemy, he don't have your best interest at heart.
Come on, bro. And this devil is all about trickery. You know, scriptures say he's more, crafty than any beast of the field, which is these nations, man. You know, so he know how to package up death and tyranny, as freedom, and upgrade, you know. So I want to get that in the book of Revelation 13, because when you go into Revelation 13, all right, in verse 15, I'm getting the KJV. Well, we go to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15 in the KJV, speaking about this beast system. And it says, and he had power to give life. Matter of fact, let me start at 14. It says, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. Okay, and that's their Roman Empire, all right, that pagan, all right, Edomite Roman Empire that was, taken down, all right, but revived back in the earth, during the Renaissance period. Okay, and he wants people to imitate, okay, that culture of that pagan, all right, Roman Empire. Okay, and he has these miracles to where people are in awe. Okay, and technology, especially AI, is one of those miracles. And when you go into this word miracle, okay, in the Greek, okay, it's semeion. Okay, the word semeion, and when you go into it, it says a sign, a prodigy, a portent, i.e., an unusual occurrence transcending the common course of nature. Okay, and you look at AI, on how fast it's able to do things, write a movie, do your inventory for you, is able to, do accounting for you. People use it heavy in their businesses, man. It's able to map out routes. Let's say you got a trucking company, okay, you got dispatch. They're able to use AI to map out routes, for the shortest, and the most efficient, economic friendly, route for different drivers. Okay, so it does it quick, and that's the thing, is that the quickness, is just so fast. You see, and you go into, this word transcending, okay, which I believe the word meta, you go into the word meta, it goes into transcend, you know. But what is he speaking about transcending, man? What the Lord created. So you go to the word transcend, it says to be or go beyond the range or limits of something abstract, typically a conceptual field or division, okay, or to surpass a person or achievement, okay. And this devil, he's boasting in this technology and then when he says, "Oh, this is going to be smarter than humans," he's saying, "Well, I've created something smarter than what the Most High created." You know, that's him boasting. As Elder Tazawam said earlier, he wants to be the Most High. He wants to create intelligence, and he wants to create. He wants to be able to put a soul in something and create life, man. So he's really, trying to pull off being the Most High, man. Yeah, some.
Kind of, I got one. Jeremiah 13:23. What you just said reminded me of that movie, Us. It was somebody that this past Friday, going into how Esau has been able to, he can clone the body. But Esau wants to he can't control or create the spirit. So Esau wants to have that control over the spirit. He's not able to do that.
Come on, bro. So you said Jeremiah 13 and 23.
Come.
All right.
We know Esau has always been, he's always been the evil man. Esau is not going to change. If you go through any point in history, Esau has always been Esau. So you actually think that this devil is going to create something now that's going to be for your greater good? Or do he always got some packaged up genie in the bottle bullshit going on like he's always done?
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. It says, "Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper his spot? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil."
And Esau, this nigga is accustomed to doing evil. It's all he can't. The scripture said they can't sleep. Esau, why he in his bed, they game plan and plotting. I think his brother brought that one out, if I'm not mistaken. Going into how this devil's always plotting on doing evil. So if this nigga is accustomed to doing what he do, like, do you actually believe that he just gonna wake up one day and be like, "Oh, I'm a changed man"? Mm-hmm. No, if you say
ain't gonna happen.
If he been with the bullshit for his whole existence, all through history and in the scriptures, and even through history, just history itself. When you go into the history of the world, you can always point out exactly who Esau is. Because it's always go back to some bullshit that's fucked up. It's always messed up. But this man's accustomed to doing what he do. So do you actually think he's going to change? What they said, take 30 days to make something a habit? Mm-hmm. This nigga, I'm pretty sure it's been way longer than 30 days that this nigga has been evil since his existence. This is exactly who he is. He can't. Esau gets off on this type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Come, bro. And that's how he built. It's in him. That's why I say the spirit that's in him is not upright. And Esau can't rewire how he is. But you got another?
Don't nobody add that. Ecclesiastes, you already got it. 12 and I think it's 12 and 10 to 12.
Brother has something? But we're gonna get that brother last one.
Yeah, I got one, bro.
12.
10.
I got one too, bro. If it's time.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. You got it, bro. So what you had, Tyler, on?
Yeah, my son's 52 and go where basically what started like Lois the man. I just had it. Hold up.
Trusting in riches.
Yeah, cause he got all the fucking money. But go ahead. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, cool.
Yeah, I got you, man. Psalm 52:7 says, "Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in wickedness."
Hey, that's what he do. I mean, like, think about it. When they got all the money in the world, man, instead of helping the poor, instead of doing this stuff for the people, no, they constantly trying to invent some shit or create some kind of a plague or like what you call it, like that. It's 19 that they constantly do shit to affect the people. All right, but he got all the money in the world now to do right, like Church said, do right. Can't do it, man. He can't do good, but you got all the money in the world, man. Instead of helping people, you want to harm the people, man. All right. Bill Gates got plenty of money. But the least got all the money, but guess what they want to do? Harm the people, though. And the AI, I mean, you create AI just for what? I mean, for what? I don't get the shit. For what? Do we fucking need it? But he used it for himself because he want the everlasting life. All right, that's all I got, bro.
Come, bro. What you got? Lamar.
Isaiah 47, verse 10 and 11 in the NLT. And it's just kind of just going back into what we had brought out, Psalms 36 and 1. You know how sin, speaks to him. What did it say? Sin whispers to the wicked deep in their hearts, and they have no fear of God. Mm-hmm. This is the results of that, man. You got it, bro.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said, but your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray. And you said, I am the only one, and there is no other."
You keep going, bro.
It says, "So disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared."
Right. So, by way of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, letting these left-handed demons, these spirits, play in the minds of these devils to get them to this certain level where they're able to have all this weaponry, all this technology, all this monetary gain so they can do these things, right? It was nothing but a trick bag, and they thinking like, how I said, they do their things in the dark, man. But the Lord said whatever they done in the dark will come to the light. So everybody know what this devil is doing, man. Everybody see where it's going, or should see where this devil is headed, But when you read a few scriptures up, it goes into how, he shall sit a lady forever, and there's no other but him. And he didn't think about, but he didn't think of the letter in. But see, he's not thinking about the fact that Yahweh Shai is going to return. He's not thinking about the fact that prophecy is going to be fulfilled, man. See, he think he's going to be able to, completely fill his belly, man, sit back, unbuckle his belt, and enjoy the fruits of his labor. But it's not going to happen, man, because prophecy has to come to pass. And Yahweh Shai is going to return and strike this devil, man, like that catastrophic strike would strike him suddenly. He's not going to understand, how can he be so close? He was gonna feel like he was so close, and all of a sudden he's gonna have a great fall, man. Like let's say how he fell down like lightning. That's how this devil's gonna go down so quickly, man. He ain't gonna understand what happened. Like I had it; it was in the palm of my hand. What happened? But that's the power of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, man. That's how the Lord is gonna show his power, because he allowing this devil to be so high up, man, that his fall is gonna be that much greater, and it's gonna be known that a higher power intervened, man. That's all I got, bro.
Come on, bro. And this devil, you tell how he moving, that he, thinks that he's on a level to where he gonna go back and forth with the Most High. He gonna go back and forth with Yahweh Shai, So yeah, he done put in the Lord done used Satan to deceive Esau to the point, to where this man, has provoked the war from the heavens, man. Absolutely crazy, man. What you still got yours, bro? What you have?
Ecclesiastes 12. 10 to 12.
All right. Yeah, we can. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 10. It said, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
God, it says never trust thine enemy. So we've seen all throughout, the scriptures where the Lord has told us who our enemy is, and He's also telling us not to trust him. It says, for his iron rusted, for like iron rusted, so that his wickedness. So that iron, you just let it, as long as it's there, it's going to continue to rust. Esau, as long as he's here, he's going to continue and continue to become more and more wicked. That's why, Yahushua got to come put him in his place. And then after that 1,000-year period, he's going to be done away with, because there's no ability in Esau. Esau doesn't have the ability to have a righteous bone in his body. He said, though he humble himself and go crouching, and that goes into how Esau he's a cunning hunter. He's deceitful, so he's really good at being deceitful and trickery. In order to catch his prey. Like an animal. They're very, very humble as they're getting closer and closer to their prey. They're quiet, they sneaky. They might know they already got him, but they're very humble. They crouch and they wait for their perfect moment, and that's what Esau does. He's a cunning hunter. It says that take good heed and beware of him. So take heed to what the Lord has been telling us and beware of this nigga. All right. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped away a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his iron, that his rust has not all been wiped away. So no matter how much this devil try to tell you he's doing the right thing, whenever you step out, when you step back and look and go into it, he always got some bullshit up your sleeve.
And you go into like you talking about a hunter, because you think about it, the hunter, he acts as if he has the animal's best interest in mind. Because if you hunt deer, you have deer feed, you have it conveniently out for you. If you fish, you're throwing the bait out as if you're looking out for the interest of the fish. Like, damn, this nigga made food convenient today. But when you bite into it, it's their hook. You see? And that's what people don't see is their hook. All right? That's connected to this technology, man, which is going to be a digital tyranny, man. But yeah, that's all we had on that. Y'all brothers had anything else? All right. Well, Lord will, you brothers and you sisters edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, GMS, rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutation, hopefully, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.